Good morning everybody, and this is your Forex day trade setups for today. So as usual, starting off with Euro USD, and yesterday we had this tail, the swing low drawn in. We did kind of reject it, sort of break above it, but by the looks of things at the moment it does look like it is settling in again. So maybe this original downtrend, which was this one here, which looks like it was broken and came back to retest for a bounce, but maybe what we should be doing at the moment is doing something like that. Anyway, it's still a little bit fuzzy, so a couple of things you can see. Yesterday was pretty much a relatively strong green day, so came up into the area that I suggested yesterday, but we did get a bit of a sell-off, but then immediately the buyer stepped in again. I think you need to take your cue here on the moving averages at the moment on the hour, and at the moment we are sort of above the 155 EMA, but nothing really setting up at the moment, so I wouldn't really be wanting to trade that at the moment. So just a quick thing on the sort of the opening range strategy, London breakout strategy. So normally it is the first 7 bars, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, then the 8th bar is pretty much the opening bar. No, sorry, it's 8 bars. We're daylight saving for me. So it's the first 8 bars. So in other words, what you do is you wait for those first 8 bars to finish, and this pretty much works for most Forex pairs. Very well on the London, on the British pound pairs, but it also on the Euro pairs as well. So you can see there's the range. We broke through it or shattered it. Normally it's a gentle break and a retest, and then you ride it up. But what it does give you is gives you targets. So it gives you targets of the range height, plus then you look at Fibonacci levels as well. But anyway, there is a video on my channel about that, so you can have a look at that. So for me at the moment, this is still 50-50. You know, are we going to now reject and come to the downside, or are we going to find support in this zone? So this is the zone we're looking at the moment. So 120.864 and 127.99 or 120.800. So that is the area we're looking for support. So if we do find some support here and we start moving to the upside, we probably find that we're going to get crossovers, and then I would expect some resistance at this diagonal as well. But yeah, it's still 50-50 for me. I don't think there's a clear direction at the moment, and it's also Friday, so not really going to worry about that. US dollar, Japanese yen, similar kind of setup at the moment. So we had a relatively sort of poor day yesterday, and then we have this inside bar forming off structure, and the structure is right here at 105.651. So if we come to the 1 hour, you'll see sideways trading, total chaos, nothing really in it. You can see the opening here was a little bit different to the euro in that it's really just volatile, and we are now just hovering underneath the 66 moving average. So yeah, for me this is sideways. There's nothing really on offer here, and again it's a debate whether we're going to go up or down. And there was bad data that came out of the US yesterday as well, but still no real direction at the moment for me. So that's also just sit on the side. So the dollar pair is going to be pretty much the same today. On British pound, Japanese yen, we came back in structure and we bounced. So that was pretty much a fairly good trade there. Let's just get to the hour. So again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's your 8 bars. And if you just come down to something like the 15 minutes or even the 5 minutes, actually, you'll see the break here on the 15, and then the pullback to come and test the break, 1 bar pullback, and then see where we closed. There was your entry right there, stop below the range, and up it went. So whenever I say good opportunity for London breakout, now you know what I'm talking about. Okay, so trend is still up. It has gone sideways at the top here, so I would basically be looking at this area here as my flag. So we've had a strong move up, going sideways, a break above here, and retested the high of yesterday, gives us more upside. So I'm looking to buy into this. So it's either in this area or it's a little bit of a deeper pullback into this zone here, which is 147.237, and what that would do basically is probably set up a bit of a flag or a triangle of sort. So that's definitely still looking for longs. Aussie dollar, US dollar, we are still sideways. Our analysis doesn't really change from yesterday. Not interested in this. There's so many different ways this can go. Well, there are not really so many different ways, are there? There's only two, up or down. And, well, three, up, down, and sideways. And right now it's going sideways. So let's check the hour. Still way too volatile for me. And you can see this one here, we broke above the high, made a new high, broke above the low, made a new low, and then came back into the middle. Now, when price does that on the opening and closing of the daily charts, so let's just go here. So that was the first high that was put in place. This level here was the first low that was put in place. So that also sort of in the Asian session, so in that opening range. But when we break up the upside and we break the downside, and we can, this is typical of a pattern for a bigger breakout. You don't know which way it's going to break out, but it is always an indication that there is going to be a breakout. So basically what's happened is the bulls have tried to get it going above the first high of the day, and then the bears have got it going through the first lows of the day and got breakouts, but then it's come back to the middle. So nobody won, basically a range day, but we have had two breakouts. So whenever price does that, you can expect a breakout one way or another. It's just very difficult to figure out which way it is. So being a dollar pair and it's sideways, I'm sitting on the sideline, but it is starting to bruise, so you just have to be patient and watch that carefully. Euro British pound, looking like an exhaustion bar at the moment on the 8 hour. So this channel has been all the way down. It hasn't really broken its direction at all, but we do have a close below the channel. And remember, when you get a close below the channel, there is only a 25% probability it's going to continue to the downside. There's a 75% probability it's coming back for a break to the upside. Doesn't necessarily mean it's going to change direction, but it could be a fairly decent pullback. So there is something brewing here as well. You can see yesterday, again, there was the first 7 bars, smashed through the opening range and fell through to the next level. So for me at the moment, does it look like, if you look at the oscillators, we should be looking for opportunities to sell into it. Unfortunately, the level for me is 0.86807. I'm not really interested in taking breaks on this one. This does look like a bit of a double bottom, and that double bottom, if we do that, should take us up to a level. Let's just put that in there. So now we've got a bit of a zone up here. So that's between 0.86862 and 0.86807. Okay, so watch out for this one. I think that it could be an exhaustion bar, but I'd still expect another push down. So I'd expect it to move up, find some structure somewhere. Unfortunately, the structure is very high up, and then continue pushing down. But for as long as we are below all the moving averages like this, on the 8 hour like that, this trend is solid to the downside. Okay, last pair is British pound, New Zealand dollar, and we are sort of still struggling to the upside. I do think we've tested this break fairly strongly, which is 192.617, but just look to the left and you can see all the chaos we've still got to get through. So this whole area here we've still got to get through. So that at the moment is still looking like longs. Longs is the way to be. And we can just adjust this into this zone here. This is the area that we need to pay attention to. It's not going to be exact, but pull back into this area here of 193.263 and 193.377. Pull back into that area is going to get another buying opportunity for me. Problem is, stop is fairly far down. Okay, stop is below the previous swing low, which is down here. Let's look at this as a range. So this is the range. Come back, test the range, break, and then move up. So what that means is it's already been tagged. Cancel that idea, but you can see that was the range break, got to the range break target, and that was it. Again, I just come down to the 15 minutes on this, and you'll see the importance here. So you got the break above, sort of, and then a pullback, but your trend is up. Let's say 3-4 bars pullback, and then you got this engulfing bar here over that. So you can see that pretty much the signal that you would have got out of that as well for the move to the upside. So sometimes it does help in the 15 minutes, and just drill down to 15 minutes to look for your increase off the levels. And I suggest that's the same thing to do today. I would suggest that we're going to get some kind of support here. It'll be somewhere in this area. Okay, it's quite volatile. There's a lot of different levels here, but find some support for another move up, at least to test the top of this high. The bears will try and get a double top off this, and the bulls are obviously going to try and get a second leg up, and that second leg up is going to be something like that, taking us up to 194820. Okay, anyway, that's it for me today. I hope it helps, and enjoy the weekend, and we'll catch up with you tomorrow. No, not tomorrow, on Monday morning. Anyway, enjoy the day. Cheers for now.